Hey everybody, it's me Ian. Now, I know I said I was going to be on a short break, but I feel like I need to make this video. This video is for all of those people who are sad out there. It is also made for this one specific friend of mine. They've been dealing with a lot of stuff, and I kind of want to say a few words about it. Now, I'm not even going to name names. I don't mean say a few things about it. I just mean, I kind of want to over the past several days, over the past week or so, at a couple of days, give or two, I've been trying to cheer this friend up because of recent events that had happened. But, this video can also be taken to video people who are depressed and are just not feeling good. Or if you're bummed out. This video can be taken if you're from the scale of bummed out to having suicidal thoughts. Now, I'm just going to tell y'all right now, I've been dealing with a serious case of depression, like, my whole life. Not like my whole life, but, ever since 6th grade, I've been having thoughts like, no one even cares about me. Like, what if I were to just rid myself from this world? No one would care, right? But that's where people with suicidal thoughts are wrong. When you commit suicide, you're dead. You can't continue on with life. You can't experience life anymore. You can't go back and change stuff. People will miss you. People are going to miss you. And even though you might be dealing with rough times, and you'll be thinking, oh, no one cares about me. It feels like no one cares about me, so if I died, no one would care that I died. They would just laugh it off. No. People care about you. Your family cares about you. Your friends care about you. Your loved ones care about you. And for that specific friend of mine, I care about you. I don't want you guys to be having those kinds of thoughts. Even though things seem bad at the moment, and you feel as though you can't live on any longer, just know there's always going to be someone there for you. Even if there's not, just know there's always someone there for you. There's always someone there who's going to cheer you up and be on your side. For that friend, I will be on your side. I am on your side the whole way. I know you're feeling depressed and shit, and you've been wanting to try to end your life. And, I've also, for the past couple of days, been wondering those thoughts too. And, I just don't want you to be feeling those thoughts. Because those are not pleasant thoughts. I've been through what you're going through. Not the whole thing, but, the depression phase, where I just want to end my life. I've been in that situation. I know how hard it feels. I know how hard it feels to be in that scenario. And this scenario is even worse in your case because, you had the whole thing going on, and then this happened. That sucks. I can't relate to that part of the situation, but I can relate to everything else with the depression and shit. It's just, if you're out there, and if anyone who's depressed, anyone who's feeling sad, anyone who has depression right now, anyone who has suicidal thoughts, listen to me. You will get through this. You'll get through these tough times. I got through these tough times. I didn't think I was going to make it this far in life. I thought I was going to end it. I thought everything was over for me. And yes, I was depressed for silly things like crushes and shit like that. But that's just the type of person I am. I get emotional over little things like that. And it's stupid, I know. But, that's just the type of person I am, to get sad over little things like little crushes and getting rejected. Even though my first rejection hit really hard, I made this Valentine card, this homemade Valentine card for this 4th grade crush of mine. She ripped it up right in front of my face and put it in the trash. I didn't learn my mistakes until then. You know, when they say you make mistakes, you learn from those mistakes. I have yet to learn from those mistakes. I am doomed to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. But in 6th grade, you know, I was just like, fuck my life. I am going to end it all. No one will give a shit about me. I will yell during class and no one will give a shit. I will be there with scissors trying to cut myself. No one even caring about the situation that I'm in. Even though it's a silly thing like crushes, like who kills themselves over a girl? Or I shouldn't say that. Who kills themselves over a rejection? I mean, it's pretty stupid, right? And even though I'm dealing with this, and I know my certain friend, they're dealing with this too, but at a much bigger scale, because it was in the grander scheme of things, and you know, I wanted to end it all, but what stopped me was myself. I told myself, wait, if I do this, there's no turning back. If I slit my wrist, if I hang myself, if I eat pills, that's it. There's nothing more. There's nothing more to life. That's it. Life will be over. And I didn't want that to happen. I wanted to grow up. I wanted to go to college. I wanted to graduate high school. I wanted to go to college. I wanted to have a family. I wanted to grow old with someone. I wanted to be loved by someone. I wanted to live life. Even though I was depressed as hell in 6th grade, I kept moving forward. I didn't care if I was depressed or anything, but I don't care. I didn't care. At that moment, I was just depressed, but I pressed on and I kept moving forward. And for all of you that are depressed, even though it might seem hard, even though you can't let go of your past, even though you can't redo your past actions, that's just what you gotta do. You gotta keep moving forward, no matter what the past brings, even though you could be dealing with like the loss of a family member, or you might get your heart broken or something, or after a long relationship it just ends and then a whole bunch of shit happens after that. Whatever the case may be, even though it might be hard to go through that situation, even though it might be tough, even though you might feel depressed as shit, even though you have suicidal thoughts, you have to keep moving forward. It might seem tough. You might want to commit suicide. You might want to do all that shit. I've been through this. I know how it feels to want to commit suicide. Let me tell you, it's not a pretty thing to do. And, you know, if you're going to commit suicide, just know that what you're doing is permanent. You will not live. I am not trying to support suicide in any case. Suicide is never the right answer. There is no single situation that justifies for suicide. None whatsoever. If a family member died and you can't live without them, don't commit suicide. Live on. That's what they would have wanted you to do. If you're dealing with a breakup and you just can't move on from this person, but they've already moved on, don't commit suicide. If you're just dealing with being depressed, like no one cares about you, keep moving forward. You gotta stay strong, because eventually you will find someone that will be there for you and be on your side. In fact, even if you're homeless and you don't have any friends, you don't have family, and you're just out on the streets and you're like, I'm just gonna jump off this bridge, no one would care. People care. How many times a day, or on average, how many times do you see a homeless person walking around? and then you see someone in their car hand out a single dollar. That is an act of generosity. That means those people in those cars care about you, homeless people. They cared enough to reach $1 out of their own pocket to give to a random stranger on the street because they're homeless. They cared enough, and they gave you some of their money because they care about you. We live in a world where caring seems to be falling apart, and we live in war and stuff like that. But, people still care about people. And, that's really the whole point of this video I was trying to make. People care about you. If you're depressed, bummed out, thinking about suicide, just know that there's always someone out there who cares about you, whether it be a family member, a friend, whatever. They care about you. And for that specific friend that this video is kind of targeted to, I care about you. I don't want you to go through all this. I don't want to see you depressed, and I don't want to see you going through all these motions, even though it's hard. I know it's hard for you. Even though I can't relate to the situation, I know this is really hard for you. I know you've been on the brink of suicide. I know what you're dealing with. But suicide is not the answer. Even though you're depressed as shit, even though you might be depressed and you might not want to go to school or anything, even though all of this is happening, you have to keep moving forward. You have to be strong. You gotta do this. You gotta get through life. Even though all this is happening, you gotta be strong. I care about you. I don't want to see you take your life. I don't want that to happen. I care about you too much for that to happen. I think that's gonna be it for today. Just remember, there's always someone out there who cares for you. Anyone who's depressed, there's always someone out there who cares for you. And if no one will care for you, I will. See you guys next time.